Good afternoon, welcome back ladies, gents and Pikachus. This is a personal response to TheSunReport, leaving me big long comments which they look like they're full of good stuff, really well written intellectual responses. Unfortunately, I am not very good at reading, my eyesight's not great, and it's in a little column and I just couldn't read your responses. But I got the general gist. You were saying to me, why do I bother with left and right politics? Why am I so sort of crystallised against one and for the other? But I'm not, I'm really not. As far as I'm concerned, left-wing politics just means you are into new things and you're against tradition. You know, you're extremely prone to throwing out traditions and trying out new things. It's like social experimentation. So that's what I'm against. I don't like running before we've walked, you know, like jumping off a cliff into a new thing below without knowing what that is. Whereas I think right-wing politics is very traditional. So we know what traditions are. I know what my traditions are as a Christian, and I'm quite fond of them. So that's the reason why left and right politics is relevant to me personally. But I mean, politics in general isn't all that relevant to me personally. The only reason it's become relevant recently is because it's having a negative effect on my life and the people around me in my community, my family and my friends. I'm a religious guy. That's what I'm interested in. I push Christianity because it has a positive net effect on my life. Everything that Christianity has given me and brought to my life has been good and made me happy. It's given me wealth, my flat, my friends, my family are better, I'm better, my health's better, I'm free of drugs and alcohol. I still smoke cigarettes, but even that, I'll quit that eventually. So the practical net effect of Christianity and religion for me has been good. I don't try and force it on other people. I don't preach or, you know, I'm not one of these people who knocks doors on Saturday and tries to sell religion to people. But politics is constantly being sold to me. That's the only reason that I end up commenting about it. If people didn't bring it to me and it didn't affect my life, I'd be more than happy to assume that politics didn't exist at all. And it was some unicorn or a Bigfoot, you know, a thing that I'd heard of but never seen. But unfortunately, as we know, especially at the moment, politics is like this big all-encompassing thing, and the tendrils of it creep into all areas of my life, and I don't want it in there. So that's the only reason I get involved in politics, especially making videos and making comments, is because I'm trying to push back those tendrils. I like my religion and my Christian morality and my traditions of my life. They don't hurt anyone, they're not criminal, they don't get in anyone's way, they don't stop you or anyone else from living their life. But these tendrils are coming in, knocking over things in my life and upsetting the traditions that I value. And I want to push them back out again. That's why I don't like the thought of left-wing politics. But the actual thought of liberalism, classical liberalism, that's me. I'm a classical liberal. I always have been since I was young. The only difference is now, because I'm a bit older, I have more respect for traditions. And I understand the value of traditions and what they do for us. Whereas I don't see what the extreme far left is doing for us, apart from causing problems. It isn't doing anything beneficial for me or the people that I know. It's just causing problems. So in conclusion, I don't mind whether people have left, right or central politics at all. I'm a guy who thinks democracy is a good idea, and in a democracy the whole point in having a voting system is because you're validating the fact that there are different elements and different sides to the argument. And you have a vote to decide which particular one you're going to do for the next 4 years. So if there was an election and everybody voted for left-wing extremism, I would accept it as a Democrat. I wouldn't like it, it's not what I'm going to vote for, but I would accept it for the next 4 years, and then we'd have another vote and hopefully it would go the other way. But I don't feel like the left-wing extreme politics they don't feel that way about me. They're not willing to discuss my point of view, they're not willing to consider my life. They're not willing to quantify the bad effect, the negative effects that their politics have on me. And they won't even admit that some of the things they do are not true. Some of the things they say are based on lies. In fact, they're willing to have a go at me and my traditions and make out I am a lie, my traditions are a lie, and insult me, you know, to try and trip me up and trick me into saying and doing things which they can criticize for the sake of their left-wing extremism. So I think that's completely immoral and bad. And that's the reason why I'm in politics. But like I say, as soon as that's solved and they bugger off out of my life and stop causing me problems, or stop causing my friends and my family and my community problems, I'll go back to being a liberal Democrat. I couldn't give a damn. People are allowed to do what they're going to do. It's like, I'm a Christian, I'm not gay. I think that sodomy is bad. I wouldn't lie with a man, and I wouldn't advise that anyone else do it. But there's tons of gay people around here, and I'm perfectly happy with them living here. I'm nice to them. I don't mind. I don't consider their sex life as a thing that I should be involved in. But nonetheless, because I'm a Christian, people use that to attack me, and they draw that out of me. They ask me the question, what are your views on homosexuality? I tell them, and they go, he's bad, he's a homophobe. It's like, I'm not a homophobe. I just prefer straight. Marriage, family, having children, and a family unit which is solid and stays together. And unfortunately, nowhere in that description of a solid family that stays together is there any space for homosexual love. There just isn't. So that's my view on homosexuality. But like I say, the far left, the extreme far left, will use that as a stick to beat me with to try and get me to say things that they can misrepresent as evil and bad. So they can say, see, he's right wing. That's the only reason I have this thing about Joey Barton. I know his politics are quite liberal. He's not right wing at all. Look at his life. He's not right wing. But I mean, they'll call him that because it's instrumental for their current trend, their whim of extreme left politics. It is a problem. So that's the end of this video. Hopefully it won't be a problem for much longer. We've got an election coming up at the end of this year, and I just pray that it goes well and we have a conclusive, a popular government, a powerful government that's in the image of good people of this country and not this tiny amount of far left extremists that want to bring everything down and have a go at communism. They throw up their hands and say, fucking hell, we've got too many problems. Let's throw everything out and just try this new thing. Imagine if you did that with children. Imagine if your kid came home and was badly behaved for a few weeks and you went, just fuck this kid, we'll throw him out in the bin and we'll have a new kid and we'll brainwash our new kid to be a communist just like we want them to be. It's tyranny. That's where it ends. Left-wing extremism always ends in tyranny. Socialism, communism always end in tyranny. I can see that across the world at the moment and throughout history. And that's just not me. I'm not a tyrant. I am a liberal person and a democrat. And a person who believes in free speech and individual rights. And that's what I will speak for. Whether I have to use politics, religion or natural discourse. Doesn't matter. The point remains the same. Democracy, freedom, individual rights. That's all I care about. So I hope that settles the argument and gives you more of an idea of why I'm interested in replying to your comments. I wasn't really that interested in talking about Joey Barton, Eni Aluko, football, any of these things. The point is, I want freedom of speech to be retained and democracy to be reserved in its current form and hopefully improved. Alright, so that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. You see, traditionally, me and my old man, we would have watched Match of the Day, but I can't watch Match of the Day with him anymore because it's too boring. And we end up talking through it, and he's left wing, so he ends up just insulting me and telling a bunch of lies about me, so I blame politics for that. Anyway, that's the end of this video. See you next time.